What we got?
Alrighty. So picking up from last week where we talked about Dr. Light destroying Sue Dibney's life.
Destroying fucking any level of escapism for people reading.
Yes, yes. So we're going to talk about the messed up, fucked up things that both Marvel and DC have done. And we'll start
Or have allowed to be written and drawn.
Yes. Now some of these are not as fucked up as you would think, but some of them are. So they're kind of like the moments in comic books when you're reading, it's like, huh.
You remember the three? Well, it was because it's a trinity between Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman.
Yes.
And two of those of the trinity had that really bad situation back in like the 90s where Superman got killed by Doomsday.
Yeah.
And Batman got his back broken.
Yes.
You know there was gonna be a third story for Wonder Woman. You've heard it, right?
Yeah.
Written by Mark Miller. Yeah. Real fucking bad. That they never wrote, thankfully.
Yeah, they never wrote it though. All right.
Is that on there?
No.
I guess because they didn't do it, it wouldn't be, would it?
It wasn't actually in the comics.
It would have been fucking terrible.
Go ahead and describe it to everybody.
No. They can look it up themselves. Look up Wonder Woman Mark Miller.
And you'll find it get demonetized like that.
That man has a fucking storytelling choice that he makes in every fucking choice, every story, and that's one of them.
Yeah.
That situation constantly happens in his books. Like it starts to be like it's a fetish for him.
I think it is.
Fucking freak.
Alrighty, so we'll start with Marvel first. The first one's not too bad, but it's kind of instead of like what the fuck moment, more of like a, oh wow, I didn't think they'd do that. Magneto.
I didn't know they had fucking balls. Oh, that the Wolverine getting his fucking whole skeleton ripped out.
Yeah.
You know they did that on the show now.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it. The new
I heard I haven't seen it, but I've actually heard about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Magneto ripped out the adamantine off of Wolverine's skeleton in X-Men number 25.
How though? Like, okay, so he rips the skeleton off of his bones?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He pulled the adamantium
out.
off of his bones itself.
I thought like in my head, I thought like he just like somehow got the skin and then he ripped out the whole fucking skeleton.
No. So basically, Magneto, previously thought dead after the X-Men's fight with him on Asteroid M, had returned, this time with a group of zealous mutant followers called the Acolytes. When Magneto disrupts the Earth's electrical systems with a powerful magnetic blast, Professor X leads a group of X-Men to Magneto's orbital base known as Avalon to defeat him. This strike team engages the Master of Magnetism in a brutal bout, which is nearly finished by Wolverine whenever he stabs Magneto in the stomach. However, Magneto manages to survive Wolverine's vicious attack and, enraged, rips the adamantium from Wolverine's skeleton.
Damn.
Just pulls the adamantium off of his bones.
So you make it into a basketball? What do you do with it?
This act drives Professor X to his breaking point, and he wipes Magneto's mind clean, leaving him in a catatonic state.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part.
Yeah.
Like you give them a fucking lobotomy.
Pretty much, yes. And because it's something that it's shown. Apparently, they've done it now on the X-Men show that is out. But before that, they never touched that specifically, and nobody understood why. It's like, huh? That's why it's kind of like one of those. Fuck, they did that.
I guess because like they knew, well, in character, Magneto wouldn't be that violent toward a fellow mutant, I guess. And I guess I just pushed him to the limit.
Hey, we'll get him stabbed in your stomach.
I guess so. I don't know. He must have just been pissed. I don't know.
And that's
like, I mean, they fought before.
And that's why we got Bone Claw Wolverine again. Right after that.
Yeah. Right, what became feral Wolverine for a little bit.
Yeah.
Going out in the woods eating deer raw.
I know.
Or some shit. I don't know what he was doing out in the woods.
Because apparently without the adamantium,
butt-ass naked,
he goes feral, which is weird.
Oh, well.
So the adamantium poisons him over time, like in the Logan movie.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't have it, he goes feral. So,
but he wasn't feral before he had the adamantium. He was James Cowlett.
True, but I'm saying like this is like apparently progressive as time goes on. He becomes more and more feral.
She's what, like a fucking type of dementia?
Probably.
Weird.
Yeah. So he either dies from poisoning or dies like a fucking beast.
When did Healing Factor heal that though?
No, I think it changes over time. I can't remember how he became feral Wolverine.
I know that, well, they said because the pain was so intense, he fucking lost his mind.
Yeah.
I mean, I would imagine so.
I mean,
like, for all we know, he fucking pulled it out, like, he pulled all the adamant out of his dick for all, he just straight out of his fucking asshole. And he's like, ah!
Like a kidney stone.
Jesus, you never know how he fucking pulled it out. pulled it out of his fucking ears.
All his pores, and just
Oh, that shit would like I know that it drove him insane, and he just ended up in the fucking woods until he healed.
A second thing, Bruce Banner's abusive father beat him and his mother.
Yeah, I remember that. Like I beat him like a stepchild.
Yeah, so in this issue, we see a flashback of whenever Bruce Banner was a young boy before he became the Hulk. One Christmas morning, when Bruce was still a toddler, he wanders over to the tree and begins opening one of his presents, which turns out to be a mechanics set.
Yeah.
So even at a young age, Bruce is brilliant and is able to put it all together himself. However, when Bruce's father, Brian, comes down to the stairs and sees his son's extreme intellect, he flies into a rage and destroys the finished model.
What is his fucking father stupid or something? Why do you get so mad?
And then he beats him.
You not smart? Why you smart? He just beats the shit out of him.
So Brian believed that his years working in nuclear physics meant that Bruce was a latent monster, and seeing his advanced smarts proved his suspicions correct in his own mind.
Tough.
And then hearing the ruckus, Bruce's mother Rebecca dashes into the room and tries to defend her son, but Brian slaps her in front of her. Just
because there's a fucking double hand. Bah, bah. What if it wasn't it wasn't as violent as all that? What if it was like the South Park episode where like I'm gonna slap you, and he just like those little dainty slaps.
or like whenever Cartman messed with that short midget guy.
They got into a fucking fist fight.
Just laughing at him the whole time like he thinks it's a game.
That was the only time Cartman was not afraid for a fight.
Exactly.
He's been getting his ass beat his whole fucking life. But he knew he could handle that guy.
I had his little feelings. Oh, he turning all red like a strawberry.
Oh, Cartman.
Alrighty, next one. Nick Fury kills a prostitute, Jean Grey.
Oh, was that the Noir?
Ruins #1.
Ruins #1.
So, in this bleak alternate universe, Phil Sheldon, a former reporter for the Daily Bugle, interviews many figures who are main heroes in the main Marvel comics.
Like weird accidents happen to them instead of actual powers.
Yeah, but are deformed and demented in this one.
Yeah.
Phil is working on a book to share with the world where precisely it is in history things took a turn for the worst. After meeting such heroes as Wolverine and Captain Marvel, not Marvel, but Marvel, Phil interviews government agent Nick Fury, who's now a cannibal.
That's there's never been any president that in the actual series he just ended up a cannibal.
So the conversation is interrupted whenever Jean Grey, wearing her classic green suit, approaches them and offers them a good time for $20.
Just fucking kills her.
Fury then casually guns her down, then states that he's going to take a nap and proceeds to shoot himself in the head.
What a dark. It's a real dark series.
I know.
I know that Spider-Man had a real messed up one too. Like he was like an actual mutant spider.
Oh yeah, where it was Spiders Man.
Yeah, something weird about him.
Yeah.
And then like Thor was like some like homeless guy with dementia, and he like actually got hit by lightning or something and killed him.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I think Bruce was the worst one because it was actually like what would happen if he had real gamma radiation?
Just a cancer patient.
Yeah, just tumors all over his body.
Yeah. The next one we have from Marvel is Thanos dissects his mother while she is still alive.
Damn, I remember that one.
This happened in Thanos Rising.
Jeez.
So Thanos Rising tells the story of Thanos' early life before becoming one of the most dangerous villains in the Marvel Universe. Whenever he is first born, his mother, Sui San, was so disturbed by his unusual appearance that she tried to kill him and was ultimately sent to an institution.
Oh yeah, I know about that part.
Yeah. Young Thanos was a pacifist, but after a traumatic incident left in his friends, an incident that left his friends dead, a girl he had feelings for convinced him to get revenge. Before long, he had become a serial killer who justified his heinous actions as scientific quests.
My name is Dexter Morgan. I'm like,
Eventually, Thanos reunited with his mother by strapping her to a table and dissecting her while she was still alive, no less, to discover what made him a monster, killing her in the process.
Jeez.
I'm like, it gets a little like a horror film-esque.
Yeah, like a straight actual like crime movie.
Yeah. Just a serial
like
killer.
not even close to a fucking actual superhero epic.
Next one we have is Professor X's crush on a 16-year-old Jean Grey.
Professor X, you nasty old man.
This is X-Men #3.
It's not a sin if you don't commit to it, or he probably has some rationale.
So the first team of X-Men, Jean Grey, Jean Grey, Scott Summers, Hank McCoy, Warren Worthington III, which is Angel,
Yeah.
and Bobby Drake, are in the middle of a training session whenever Professor X interrupts them with an update about a new mutant he has telepathically detected and how to meet this person. At that time, all the male members had a crush on Jean, but she only had feelings for Scott and chose him to accompany her on this mission. Professor X warns them to be careful, but Jean reassures him that they'll be fine and that he shouldn't have to worry. This prompts Professor X to think to himself, "Don't worry, as though I could help worrying about the one I love, but I can never tell her. Not while I'm the leader of the X.
Not if I don't want to go straight to fucking jail.
Not while I'm the leader of the X-Men and confined to this wheelchair."
Oh my god! So man, if he hadn't been in the wheelchair, he'd be fucking laying pipe right now with a 60-year-old girl. Is what we're being told here. Like, this is legit what we're being told.
Yes.
Professor X, you nasty old motherfucker.
This before anybody thought anything about
What was he reading? Was he reading Lolita? What? Before that? What the fuck was he doing?
And the justification for Marvel is Stan Lee previously wrote a lot of romance comics.
Stanley is not a pedophile, sir. He would never write such filth.
All right.
He should at least be a hard 18.
Yeah. Next one is the Punisher parks a steamroller on Wolverine.
Oh yeah, that's not that bad.
That's why I said it. They're not all.
Not even like, even if with the skeleton, he wouldn't even crush his skeleton at all.
No.
It's too strong. He just roll over him and be like a fucking bumpy speed.
So basically, after the Punisher and Wolverine reluctantly team up to take down a mob of little gangsters dedicated to removing the legs of criminals.
Little gangsters.
Yeah.
What, midgets? What? I don't understand. I'm
It's
confused.
the way it was described.
The little gangsters. Are they children?
No. It's a group of delinquents. Like 12-year-olds.
It would be so funny, like Frank's like age, was like Justice knows no age. And he starts fucking blasting off some kids,
That would be funny.
just like Batman. Like Justice is equal rights, or what is Batman? The hammer of justice knows no gender. He fucking socks some old lady in the face.
With Clayface.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember that.
I just punches this little old lady clean in the mouth. He's like,
Equal opportunity.
just basically.
So the two anti-heroes get into a fight themselves. First, the Punisher shoots Wolverine in the face, leaving him to spend the rest of the storyline with his adamantium skull revealed as his skin slowly heals back over it.
How long did it take to heal?
Apparently, back
Like, it always does a weird fight. It's either like instantaneous,
instantaneously, yeah.
like it is now, or like, because it's like back then, right? Like it was a slower aging, cool. Like he gets to age faster than normal, but now like that's not good enough.
Yeah.
So like they always have to up the actual abilities of characters. Like back then, Captain America was like peak human, right? Like he was like the top level of human, what a human was capable of.
Yes.
But in the MCU, he was well above that.
Yeah.
And because just peak human's not enough. So the Wolverine's like now instantaneous.
Yes.
But back then wasn't like it would take like a couple days for like a gunshot wound,
I think so.
like a couple hours for a knife wound.
I'm pretty like it depends on like if your body part like a knife wound, it only separates part of your body that you already have, whereas like a gunshot actually knocks away part of your body, so it had to regrow. Kind of like how Deadpool's is now. Like whenever he gets his legs chopped off, they grow back
They
real
take
slow.
fucking forever.
Like whenever he had the little baby legs and hands.
There's fucking dick and balls. I don't know what a child's dick and balls look like on a grown ass man, or whatever the hell fucking Cable said.
He's like, oh.
But yeah, like I was never like I just like consistency.
Yeah.
But I understand evolution in storytelling. To like
Just, now it's almost instant.
because it's too cool. It would be worthless without it being,
Yeah.
fucking Wolverine gets fucking shot in the heart. He's like, give me a couple days. Gotta slow the story down.
Where they have to skip to the couple weeks
Yeah, a
later.
couple fucking months later, he's like, oh, finally.
He's back in there working out because he can't again. So after he shoots him in the face, the Punisher then shoots Wolverine in the groin, knowing full well that his parts will grow back with his regenerative abilities.
Hopefully bigger.
Now watch it small.
I would be fucking living.
However, the Punisher needs to finish his mission without Wolverine getting in his way, and decides to park a steamroller on his face, and he yells, Mumfled empty threats back at him after that.
How'd he get out? I guess the police was like,
Unroll the steamroller.
yeah, like, oh my god, there's a body under there.
Because
He gets rolled. They get roll him off. And he's like, "Bub." He fucking just gets slips away.
it back.
Yeah,
Well, on top of that, since Wolverine doesn't have super strength,
right. Like, I
he
mean,
can't move it.
he's like, I think he's pretty strong actually.
He is, but he's not like.
I know, like, he can move around. Like, I remember one time he fought Captain America, and he got kicked off of this fucking airliner.
Yeah.
They were flying in because they were trying to decide what to do with him. It was like that A versus X
Yeah.
storyline about what to do with Jean Grey, the Phoenix Force, and like it was cold as fuck, and he killed a bear, and he was just fucking having that bear on the shoulder like a backpack. The bear's like fucking 800 pounds.
But then again, there's that dude from Italy that I can't remember. I think it was back in the like ancient, like the stories that come up from like ancient Rome and stuff like that. But where he started carrying a calf.
Oh, that's Hercules.
What? There was another like
That guy?
like a person that actually did it though, carrying a calf from whenever it was real small, and then carried it when it was bigger and bigger and bigger.
Man, lying his ass off. Be like, somebody, if I post that on Instagram, like, that lying motherfucker.
No, somebody tried doing that recently too.
Ah.
I don't know how far they got to where like
I don't know, horse is heavy as fuck.
that's what I'm saying. I don't think that he was able to lift it once it got to like the main
Yeah.
size, but he did it for a while though.
So I'm assuming at least woman can like bench upwards of like 800.
So like slightly
Like not superhuman,
but
but like enhanced at least.
enhanced, yeah. I
Oh,
can see that.
because of his adamantium, his muscle, like his like, I guess like you can only lift as strong as your muscles hold. So because of his metal, he can actually lift more than a normal
Right.
person.
His skeleton actually can withstand.
Yeah, like the
more
actual
force.
force of holding something that heavy.
Yeah.
But he's not like he's not like fucking MCU Captain America
No. Or you can just jump out of a plane and
or fucking lift a fucking like rip a fucking hole out of, or like when he was running through that fucking office building, ripping doors out the fucking.
yeah.
That shit looked weird to me. That scene was the weirdest one.
Yeah, there was a lot of those there.
Where he was running so fast, he was like breaking the walls and shit when he was trying to catch Winter Soldier. That was a weird scene.
Yeah. He's way beyond what comic books base.
He's basically like, well, because like he's Marvel, version. He's the Ultimates version. The Ultimate version was that strong. Like he was like fucking benching a fucking Ford pickup.
Yeah.
Like they went with that one instead of the original Captain America,
Right.
who's not as strong as that.
Because the original was just, I think it was peak, right?
Yeah, just like the very
Like
limits of humanity.
Batman level
Yeah,
strength, maybe a little bit higher.
which is still like fundamentally strong.
Yeah.
Like it's strong as fuck. Feel like a fucking heavyweight lifter. But it's not fucking MCU level.
Yeah, MCU got crazy.
Like he wouldn't be able to fight Iron Man full suit like he did in MCU.
And it got so crazy that Falcon could get hit by a superpowered person and still be alive.
Oh yeah,
So-
like it's hard to do power scaling. That's why you gotta like let the fucking suspension of disbelief stay
A
holding.
little bit, yeah.
Yeah, or be like, come on man.
Like, have you ever seen that Family Guy thing where they're interviewing, like it's the Avengers, but they're interviewing Black Widow, where they're saying, "So what do you do?" "I kick." "You can kick too, right?" "Come on, Hulk, you know you can."
I've seen,
"Okay, I'm
I've
sorry."
seen you kick one time in the MCU.
But she can't beat any of the main character, like the big guns or anything like that.
Not really.
She's like a saboteur, you know.
Well, you got Thor and Incredible Hulk. They're already beyond powerful.
Exactly. And they're not even to the max level of comic book level of strength that they have. All right. Next one we have. This is the top 10 part now. So there's 10 of them.
Okay.
Number 10, Carnage kills the dog with a drill when he was a
Fuck.
kid.
Oh yeah, I forgot that kid was a fucking psycho.
Yes. So before
Cassius Clay, whatever the fuck his name is.
Cletus Cassidy
Cletus Cassidy.
became Carnage, he was a disturbed.
He looks like Woody Harrelson.
He does. He does.
I'm joking because Woody Harrelson actually played him in.
But he does. Yes. Even in the comic books, he looked like that, though.
Does I was just making a joke. He does.
Yeah, he really does in the comic
Fucking
books.
wild.
He was a disturbed young boy who committed all manners of disturbing acts. In Venom Carnage Unleashed, Cletus is having a session with a therapist, Dr. Camille Pazzo, who's trying to delve into what motivated him to dig up the graves of his mother and his father. Cletus dodges the question and starts talking about how he believes his mother loved the family dog more than him. The comic then cuts to a flashback to that incident with his mother when his mother catches him in the basement with their dog dead on the floor and a bloody power drill in his hand.
Crazy kid.
Of course, Cletus simply tells the therapist that he was blamed for the dog's death and then changes the subject with a devilish smirk. So, yeah. That's kind of fucked up.
I always hated those like TikTok videos where like you'd see like a villain do something right, and then comments like, "That's literally me." That's
Yeah.
like have you ever actually seen a conversation with a serial killer? They are fucking beyond insane.
Yes.
None of us are literally them. They are some truly vile human beings.
Yes, they are. And people don't understand. People watch
It-
way too many of those.
They don't watch the shows. They don't watch the actual real people.
Yeah, they don't. People watch way too many of those like docudramas.
Or they watch like a scripted version of it, like did the Dahmer stuff that people were in love with Dahmer. And then until you actually read the actual Dahmer stuff,
Yeah.
you're like, God dang.
Like I work with a guy that he's not that old, but he thinks he's a narco. So he thinks he was this big time drug dealer. And
Wow.
it's like, dude, you sold pot to a couple of your friends in high school. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
They'll fucking throw you in a goddamn barrel of oil and fucking light you on fire.
It's like, yeah, you're gonna mess with the cartels. Go ahead, have fun. Next one we have is Iron Man's armor becomes obsessed with him.
Like,
So Iron Man has frequently equipped his armor with cutting-edge AI to help him control the complex technology that powers his suits. But sometimes that technology can backfire, as fictional AIs do, standing regularity.
that is, yeah, they do sure go fuck up all the time.
Yeah. So after one of his suits was struck by lightning during a battle and gained full sentience, it became obsessed with its wearer and even took the life of the villain Whiplash.
Wait, didn't the one that left him a heart?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Whenever it started to act more like a crazed stalker. Later on, it even tried to supplant Tony as Iron Man, leading to a climactic battle between the hero and the iconic armor. Yeah.
What?
Well,
Oh, is that the rest of the story?
Yeah.
Okay.
you looked at me like there's more. And
Yeah, I was like, okay, you just stopped so suddenly.
yes. Next one. Spider-Man is abused as a child.
What? No, he wasn't. By who?
So Marvel has often tried to address serious issues like drug addiction and child abuse, and the results have been rather mixed.
No kidding. No one wants to see that in their comic books.
Absolutely not. In one story intended to raise awareness for child abuse, the web had revealed to a young abuse victim that he himself was abused as a child when an old schoolmate named Skip tried to touch Peter inappropriately.
Oh my God, that's truthful. We can't. That's
The story is well-meaning in its attempts to alert children to the dangers out there and how to talk to your parents about friends about incidents like these. But like a lot of these stories, it hasn't aged particularly well.
I doubt it did. It's just the comic books are not the best place to be
And when
teaching children.
And when you have this dude Skip saying, "Hey, why don't we do what's in the magazines?"
And Peter's like,
and it
what
was lit-
magazines?
And that was in the picture. Why don't we do what's in the magazines with each other?
Fucking weird.
How that ruined?
Comic books are just not the place for that stuff.
Absolutely not.
Have a fucking a seminar at school. Don't do it in a comic book.
Yeah. Okay, now we go into the next one. It's almost close to that. So
Fuck.
Bruce Banner gets assaulted at a YMCA.
God dang it. Why at the YMCA of all places? Was there beat his ass there too?
So, now speaking of stories that have aged spectacularly poorly, this unsavory scene from the 1980 issue of The Hulk saw Bruce Banner get assaulted by two stereotypically gay men.
Stereotype? What the fuck?
Unsurprisingly, for someone who spent a lot of time on the run, Bruce has spent a night or two at a YMCA, right? So
Okay.
during one such visit, he is confronted and nearly raped in the shower by two aggressive men in a scene that positively reeks of the 80s gay
He's
panic.
like, fucking, you hold no bottom. Hold no bottom. He fucking just rips it out.
After he becomes a top.
Yeah, hope always top. Hope always top. Good God.
That's so fucked up. Alrighty, number 6. 2, The Deaths in Ultimatum, which was a
Ultimatum.
yeah.
That was the end of the Ultimate Universe, wasn't
Yes. Yeah. So the first one is The Blob Eats Wasp.
it? Fuck.
So following the death of his children, Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, Magneto vows
Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, the two siblings,
Yes.
their children.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to establish that they're brother and sister.
Yeah, that's coming up.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. So Magneto vows revenge against the entire human race and reverses the Earth's magnetic poles, causing massive destruction around the world. The millions of deaths that ensue catch the heroes of the Ultimate Universe off guard, with many dying in the giant tidal wave that destroyed much of New York City, while the surviving heroes set out to rescue as many people as they can. Hank Pym sets out among the devastation to make sure his wife, Janet, is still alive, with Hawkeye along to help. However, not only do they discover that she's dead, but the Blob is eating her.
Why?
Mid-mouthful, the Blob remarks that she tastes like chicken.
Why is Blob a cannibal? That's a weird fucking choice.
He chopped off her head first.
At least it was
Just hold her. Just,
fucking quick and painless.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And then, Yellow Jacket gets his revenge on the Blob.
Well, he eats him too?
So Hank Pym having a pretty unhealthy relationship with Janet in the Ultimate Universe after hitting her and spraying her with bug spray while she is in her miniature form.
Jesus.
He spent much of his time obsessed with winning her back in this. So, whenever Hank discovered the Blob eating his estranged wife, he did what any caring husband would do in that situation. He grew to 60 feet tall, picked up the Blob, bit off his head, and spit it out onto the pavement, was sickening in disgust. He was like, "It's fun to eat people, huh?"
Quite the choice, huh? Jesus.
So he did the same thing back. Now imagine if they put that into him. Alrighty, next one we have is Kraven's Last Hunt.
Okay.
Yeah. So in this grim story, Kraven, one of Spider-Man's villains,
Yeah.
I think most people know who he is, hunts down the wall crawler, beats him in combat, and seemingly kills him. While Spider-Man survived Kraven's attack, he's been incapacitated and buried alive, leaving Kraven to put on his costume and take over his crime-fighting duties. However, Kraven's violent nature compels him to beat up criminals more savagely than what Spider-Man ever did. Nonetheless, Kraven believes that because he defeated Spider-Man in combat and is more effective in his own mind at stopping criminals, he is the superior Spider-Man of the two of them.
Damn, Superior Spider-Man before Superior Spider-Man?
I know. I know.
Little good old Otto Octavius?
Before it was Peter Parker being obsessed with his own aunt, with Otto.
His own aunt.
Aunt May.
Was he?
Otto was obsessed with her.
Oh, was he?
As Peter Parker, though.
I remember that.
Which was creepy as fuck.
Weird.
So, even when the real Spider-Man arrives for a final confrontation, Kraven believes that he's better than him and has achieved his ultimate goal. Kraven then reflects on his past life and his greatest triumphs. As a hunter, he places a rifle in his mouth and pulls the trigger.
Eesh. It blows the back of his shit off, huh?
He Kurt Cobain's it.
God dang. Oh, what's the other guy? What's the other guy's name that did it? Okay, Hemingway did.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So that's...
I guess I win in the end, Spider-Man.
Yeah, because he thought he was better than Spider-Man. It's
But
like,
I was like, what the fuck? He's gonna have to vomit in his suit.
in his mask.
He's okay. He's okay. He's okay. He's okay.
To be fair, that's probably what Peter would say.
You fuck
He's okay. He's okay.
flipping out, yeah.
Next one we have is Gwen Stacy's affair with Norman Osborn.
Oh yeah, and had those two weird ass kids that fucking grew up like fucking 15 years in one day or some shit.
Yeah, you know exactly which ones I was talking about.
To this day, they're still trying to retcon it.
Are they really?
That it didn't happen,
What, like it was a dream?
or it never existed.
Yeah.
But like it's still part of the canon.
Oh, well, the next one is going to be fun. In the Ultimate Universe, Ultimate is Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch.
They did a good old fucking Cersei and Jamie Lannister.
Yeah, so in Ultron...
Also had children too. What do you know?
I know.
Bunch of disgusting inbred children.
So an Ultron robot has wreaked havoc in the Ultimate's lives to distract him in order to kill Wanda and as part of a larger scheme. Wolverine meets with the Ultimates to tell them about his history with the Lynchar family. Some years earlier, Eric, Magneto, had recruited Wolverine to join his growing brotherhood and even had tasked him with killing his son Pietro, who he thought was too weak. Wolverine, planning to simply scare Pietro, but caught him off guard by Wanda's hex power and sends him running. However, whenever Wolverine returns, he finds the two siblings engaging in a loving embrace.
What the fuck you doing, bub? Wolverine's like, what the fuck?
See, Wolverine's story cuts off here, but it's easy from the art and the dialogue to understand what's really going on between Wanda and
Fucking nice, bub.
It's made even more disturbing when, even before the love scene, Pietro remarks that Wanda is looking more and more like their mother every day.
Like I wiped his memory. I bet you white Wolverine's memory became feral. Instead of like in the Ultimate Universe, this is what made him feral. He's like,
Bob, no, Bob.
The fuck you got your sister, man?
To top it all off, Wolverine tells of how he first met their mom decades earlier and had a relationship, heavily implying that he's their birth father.
My own fucking kids, man.
And what's even worse is he stood there and stared.
What fucking like a deer caught in a headlight.
All right, number 2 from Wolverine. Hank Pym hits the Wasp.
Oh yeah, he used to beat the hell out of her
Yeah.
in the Ultimate Universe.
So after nearly botching a recent mission with the Avengers, the team arranges for a court-martial hearing of Hank Pym, currently in his Yellow Jacket identity, to decide what they should do with him. Hank is bitter about this reaction to what he believes was justifiable behavior, and decides to get back into their good graces by constructing a robot inspired by his earlier creation, Ultron. Because it's normally Ultron was created by Hank Pym, not by Tony Stark.
Yeah, I remember.
How in the Marvel universe, though, it's
Well, they didn't have Hank Pym at the time. They had no choice.
his plan is to unleash the robot on the Avengers and make it look like it was a random attack, only for him to step in to stop the robot and convince the team to let him rejoin based on his display of heroism.
We have no fear.
Ant-Man is here.
Fucking Ant-Man is here. The goddamn premier Avenger.
However, whenever his wife Janet stumbles upon his scheme, she tries to get him to reconsider, but he angrily slaps her in a fit of rage, resulting in him being kicked out of the Avengers.
Bitch, keep my fucking name out your mouth. He just fucking slapped him in the face.
But here's the funny part. According to the issue's writer, Jim Shooter, the fateful slap was intended to be an accident, but a miscommunication between him and the artist led to it being depicted as an act of domestic violence.
Jesus Christ. So, like, you make sure, like, he slaps her, but he's trying to get his hand out of her way, and he smacks her in the face. He has no problem. He just fucking cold cocks her. Blah!
So it wasn't even supposed to be.
Intentional.
Exactly.
It's fucked up.
It was supposed to be an accident, like where he's like doing something and his hand
Just catches it across the fucking face.
but they turned it into domestic violence.
Domestic violence is not one fun thing to talk about.
And the number 1 is Carol Danvers gives birth to her own rapist.
What?
Yeah.
How fuck did this happen?
Well, this so what were they thinking with this
Fucking
one?
weird ass Terminator type ass fucking movie.
So after the Avenger Miss Marvel became suddenly and inexplicably pregnant, she gave birth to a baby boy who matured overnight into a man, Marcus. Marcus then explained that he is from a timeless dimension called Limbo and gained access to our world by impregnating Miss Marvel with himself by briefly bringing her to Limbo and using a machine to influence her mind, compelling her to sleep with him. After this, even though this wasn't creepy enough, the Avengers even watched happily as Carol and Marcus returned to Limbo together, even though he had just explained how he had kidnapped and raped her.
Fucking weird.
When she finally returned, she let her supposed two mates have it.
Have it? What, they beat the hell out of him?
You son of a...
Just starts fucking swinging on everybody.
You let him take me there.
I wouldn't blame her.
Now we move into the messed up things from the DC universe.
Here we go.
It's a top 10, okay?
Yeah.
Number 10, the Joker wears his own severed face.
That's not that bad. It's his own face. Well, who else would wear? Where the fuck did my face go?
So you don't get to be the crown prince of crime, if I can even talk. You don't get to be the clown prince of crime. Fuck.
There
It's a
we
fucking
go.
tongue twister. By being stable and well adjusted. But the shocking new look is extreme even for Mr. J. After being captured by Batman and sent to Arkham for the millionth time, the Joker had a villain known as the Dollmaker remove his face. After escaping and vanishing for a year, the arch-villain reemerged, stealing his preserved face from the Gotham Police Department and crudely reattaching it to himself with staples.
I remember that scene.
Yeah. Giving him a horrifying and grisly new look to reflect his more new, aggressive, and bloodthirsty style.
Wasn't it like the tagline was like, what if Joker stopped playing?
Yes.
And they just fucking went ape shit.
Yeah, becomes the extreme mass murderer that he could have been.
Yeah. Or at least,
Instead of playing the gimmicks and stuff.
instead of like toying with Batman,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just kill this motherfucker. I know he's Bruce Wayne, and he goes to his house and shoots him in the face.
Next one is Superman and Big Barda almost make a porno.
Oh yeah, but I saw that somewhere because they were like, getting mind controlled.
Yes. So with a few exceptions, the denizens of Apocalypse are a nasty bunch, and aptly named Sleaze is bad even under their standards. Reveling in depravity, he eventually got to be too disturbing even for Darkseid. This is like your origin
You
story.
fucking pervert. You just fucking find some weird ass porn underneath his bed. Get the fuck out of my house.
This is like your origin story.
Fucking free.
Darkseid
Like fucking just photos of Darkseid taking a shit or something. Get out of my fucking house.
doing some unspeakable things while he sleeps.
It's like, what the fuck? That's where all the fucking whipped cream went to. God dang it.
So Darkseid exiled him to Earth. He's like,
Yeah, you fucking freak. Go to the nastiest fucking planet I know.
there he managed to trap and brainwash Superman and Big
Not on
Barda.
Earth, but straight to Las Vegas, Nevada. The sleaziest fucking place this side of the fucking universe.
So he brainwashes Superman and Big Barda and nearly succeed in forcing them to make a sex tape that he can sell on the black market.
Is that a bird? It's a plane? It's a cock. She has cock comes in the frame.
Thankfully, Big Barda's husband, Mr. Miracle, intervened and stopped Sleaze before it was all too late.
But he couldn't stop Superman in time. So Superman just fucking goes down on Mr. Terrific. Or whatever the fuck his name is, Mr. Incredible.
Mr. Terrific or Mr. Incredible.
What's the other guy's name? The hero?
Mr. Miracle.
Mr. Miracle. He got a miracle, all right.
All right, next one is Hal Jordan and Aricia. Okay, so Hal Jordan, one of Earth's Green Lanterns,
Yeah.
is known for him being a bit of a playboy, at least in the older comic books.
Yeah.
Right. And one relationship in particular is rather infamous. Initially appearing as Hal's teenage sidekick, the young alien named Aricia developed a crush on the older hero as they shared adventure and excitement as members of the Green Lantern Corps. But whenever Aricia revealed her feelings, Hal turned her down because of her age. He's like, "You're too young." Aricia then subconscious,
You're too old for me.
like Leo.
God.
So Aricia then subconsciously used her power ring to cause her body to age, eventually leading to her and Hal becoming a couple in spite of the fact that she was still underage. So she had a 13-year-old's mind with...
Okay, Professor's like, I don't see anything wrong with this. You can't stop love.
You should have made that shit weird as fuck. That reminds me...
Love has no age requirement.
That reminds me, though. Have you seen that one movie? I can't remember... I cannot remember the name of it. It came out recently, though. But it's about a woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
That has an infant's brain that has unspeakable sexual acts with a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
And they think that this is normal.
Infant's brain. What?
A baby's brain. A baby's brain was put into an adult woman's head.
Uh-huh.
And then it fucks people.
The baby does?
Yeah. The brain.
I have not heard
I'll have to pull it
at
up
all.
later and show you what I'm talking about, because everybody was so happy because the actress may have been Emily Blunt.
Oh, you're talking about that movie with it's that movie with Emma Stone.
Emma Stone, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, and she's like
But it's about where they put an infant brain in her body.
I don't know if it was an infant brain, but it was a underdeveloped. I don't remember exactly because she was mature. She
was, yes.
no, like I mean, like she mentally matured throughout the movie. She wasn't like a child.
Yeah, I swear to God, though, it was like they took the brain out of a baby.
Did they? Let me look. Let me see.
Yes. We'll pause for this.
Well, I just fucking threw up.
I hate being
So
right.
apparently, the character that Emma Stone plays, she leaps off of a fucking bridge and kills herself. So her doctor, husband or boyfriend or whatever, takes her fetus's brain and puts it back into her body, and then the baby grows up into a different adult. I don't know what the fuck. What is the dumbest fucking idea?
I know.
Then she fucking ends up working at a whorehouse. She fucks like 50,000 people. Weird.
All right, next one is Nightwing is sexually assaulted.
God damn, why is everybody getting fucking assaulted?
The subject of male sexual assault is one that is very, very few pieces of media tied to it, right? And those attempts that have been made haven't tackled the issue very well. Take, for example, the time that Nightwing, the former Robin, was sexually assaulted by the vigilante Tarantula.
Hell,
After Nightwing
I hate
suffered
tarantulas.
After Nightwing suffered a nervous breakdown and entered a near catatonic state, Tarantula forced herself on her.
See, it's always girl on guy. That's and then that's like people are like, it ain't that bad. It was a woman.
Should still be though. Like if you're not,
But then like they don't show the actual guy on guy, which is the fucking traumatic one.
yes,
I guess they're both traumatic actually.
the details are
What the fuck am I saying? They're both equally traumatic.
one Hulk is top, one's Hulk
Oh
bottom.
no, bottom.
The details are left to the imagination, thankfully, but in theory, this scene could have been used to address the issue, but instead, the scene is most likely played for shock value and has rarely been...
Wait till the episode of Invincible comes out where he gets assaulted by a woman.
Yeah, that's in the books too, ain't it? Yeah,
Yeah, that's gonna divide a lot of people.
yeah. Number 6, Rorschach murders a child killer,
That's not that bad.
but it's something that you don't see in a lot of them.
I remember when it happened in the movie. It was like, God dang. Well, mostly because the fucking killer had fed the little girl's body to the dogs. So when Rorschach got there, he lost his fucking mind.
Yeah. Do you remember that Batman book that took on child abuse and everything?
Try not to.
But you remember
That was way too close to reality for me.
Yeah. Now, see, that book nobody brings up.
I don't blame him. It's like it's just too real.
Yeah. Where there's child abuse and stuff, and Batman has to
Yeah.
figure it out with like child services and stuff, and
The fucking
it got dark real fast.
that was a thinker for a while.
Yeah. So Alan Moore's graphic novel isn't short on dark and disturbing moments, like the infamous scene where a so-called superhero, the comedian, sexually assaults the original Silk Spectre. But even more graphic is the flashback scene in which the vigilante Rorschach recounts his brutal murder of a child killer, an event which ultimately turned him into a more merciless vigilante.
That's when he actually became Rorschach.
Yeah,
Like he was Rorschach in name, but not in
like actual.
in persona, I guess.
Yeah,
Because he was like on the edge. He's like that good cop that has that dark edge that he never lets out.
yeah.
And then he realized like the only way to save the city is to get as dirty as the criminals that infested. I'm Rorschach.
Just Batman with a different look. Because Batman's an alternate ego or alter ego.
I smell like shit all the time.
Because he's got Matches Malone, he's got Rorschach.
Oh yeah, he had matches with Malone. I forgot about him.
So while investigating the young girl's disappearance, Rorschach discovers that the man had fed her to his dogs.
Yeah,
Which, yeah.
that was a fucking graphic ass scene.
Rorschach then proceeds to kill the
My
dogs.
friend was actually asleep because he didn't like the superhero movie.
Yeah.
Fucking woke up for that scene. I was like, what? Yeah,
Yeah, so it's a bad one. Number 5, the death of Aqua Baby.
Aqua Baby.
So most of the time, the death of infants and young children is off limits, but considered too shocking and taboo for all but the darkest storylines. But that didn't stop DC writers from giving Aquaman's infant son, Arthur Jr., the axe in a story that forever changed the aquatic hero. After being kidnapped by Aquaman's arch enemy, Black Manta, poor baby Arthur was killed by asphyxiation, drowning on dry land where his Atlantean biology left him vulnerable.
That's fucked up.
This tragic event destroyed the marriage of Aquaman and his wife Mera, and setting the hero down a darker path. Even today, few stories have dared to go this dark again while it comes to children.
Became a hardcore heroin addict.
So the poop in the bed didn't make Aquaman leave her, but
Guess we'll find out.
number 4, the assault of Sue Dibney. This is what we covered last week.
Well, then we can skip that. I did that. I don't want to do it again.
We'll skip that one. Listen to the last episode if you haven't heard that one yet. Sue Dibney's is pretty bad with the elongated man.
How long it did, man?
Number 3, Jason Todd's death.
He's all right. Who hasn't been fucking beat on near to death by a crowbar? Am I right?
So it's still one of the darkest chapters in Batman's history. This tragic storyline is made even darker when you learn the story behind it. After being brutally beaten by the Joker and left to die, the fate of Jason Todd, the second Robin,
He was killed by the people he swore to protect.
the second Robin, was left up to the readers to decide what happened to him. That's the darker part of it.
Evil motherfuckers.
Would the boy Wonder perish or live to fight another day?
I wish they kept the information of who actually fucking agreed to the petition, and they just fucking released it on one of the issues.
Fans could vote via a telephone hotline, and the votes to end Todd's life narrowly won out. This
Narrowly my ass.
It's funny because in the article they put this one's on you, comic book review.
Hey, that's what I say. It's all your fault. You made the Red Hood.
I don't need to be going off.
Did it go up?
No.
Huh. Guess I had to have some charge on it.
Yeah.
How the hell did that shit keep falling off?
I don't.
Weird.
Number one. The fridging, or sorry, no.
Fridging. Well, Mr. Freeze, it's a fridging.
Sorry, we got to go back one. Number two, The Killing Joke
That's not that bad. I read it.
with the rape.
Here, well, that's the. It was implied, but I don't think Alan Moore actually meant that. Like he was like, "Fuck, I fucked that up, didn't I?"
It got perceived that way.
Yeah, so he's like, "Fuck."
Yeah. Since we all know The Killing Joke, it's been around for a long time. That's a famous one. But number one, the fridging of Alexandra DeWitt.
The fridging.
Yeah.
Oh wait, is that where she gets fucking killed and stuffed in a refrigerator?
Yep.
And then fucking Cal Rayner's like, "Ah,
Yep.
where the fuck's my ice cream?"
Yep. And apparently, it became known as women in fridges whenever the trope would happen now.
Oh fuck.
All because of that one.
It was because I remember the scene because I had that DC's like collection of like it was like that encyclopedia of superheroes.
Yeah.
And that was one of his like pivotal moments. So I saw that scene in the book.
Mhm.
He's like ah, he throws back. He's all confused. Because like when we put her in the fucking freezer, just fucking like squished like a fucking pretzel,
Yeah.
legs sticking out, arms sticking out. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And apparently it's a trope now. When you find a woman dead in a fridge just to promote the male protagonist, it's called fridging.
Like the good old Yamcha crater.
Kind of, yeah. There's so many Yamcha references now.
I'm just getting fucking wrecked.
Yep. That was the first time, apparently, there was a woman in a refrigerator for a male superhero.
Really?
And they call it reverse fridging when it's backwards. Where, like, the female character finds her boyfriend or love interest dead some way.
All right, I would subvert the whole trope and have like the killer in the fridge when he opened it.
He fridged himself.
Like, oh my god, he fridged himself.
Imagine a Joker would do something like that, though. Where he fridges himself.